Oh, Mama P, where do I even begin? I don't think that there are enough words in English or any other language that can truly describe the impact that you've had on the lives of your students.
Hi, Mrs. Parker. I can't believe you're retiring. I could have swore you just turned 25 the other day. So this doesn't make sense. You need to be working, not retiring. You're too young.
When I first moved to Lovejoy, the debate team had 9 people on it, and I was going to tournaments entirely on my own. Our coach left after one semester, so we got a new coach who also left after one semester. When Miss Parker came in, she met with me and Kaio, and she talked to us, and Kaio told her, "I'm not going to get attached to you because you're just going to leave too." But she didn't. Miss Parker stayed for 8 years, and she really built the team up from, again, a team of 9 people being driven by parents and paying out of pocket to a team that was actually really competitive and grew to absurd numbers of people.
Debate for me was a life-changing thing. I obviously didn't have the choice that most of y'all did when it was if you wanted to debate in high school. With my mom being the teacher, that was more of a one-year forced requirement for my dad. So
Mrs. Parker was the single most significant source of encouragement and support that I received since I was a novice and scared of K's to when I was a senior and winning more tournaments than I ever dreamed.
I think that debate probably provided me with the most transferable knowledge from high school.
When I look back on the 4 years I spent on your team and the 4 years I spent as your student, I just think about, you taught me so much about how to speak and how to be confident and all of those kind of things.
It was such a blessing having you all 4 years of high school, and I know that I learned so much in your class, from work ethic to public speaking skills, things that are going to stick with me forever and things that are a big part of the reason I ended up at a place like Boston College.
Throughout my academics and my building professional life, the lessons and skills taught in debate have continued to serve me well. Be it a speech in class, thinking on my feet in an interview, or entertaining a group of kids in the summer, the skills you taught me and so many others have continued to make an impact.
Mrs. Parker, if it wasn't for you in your debate class, I would not be in the spot where I am today. And all the work that you have done to make sure that we can be the best students that we could be, I owe that to you. And I thank you so much for everything.
I remember over the years I would come up to her and tell her about an opponent that intimidated me, or those little McKinney dweebs who stole my cases, and she would just look at me and say, "Just win it all."
I remember being a freshman and being really, really bad at debate and just not knowing why or how to get better really, but that I loved what I was doing and that I wanted to keep doing it. And you believed in me way back then when I was a really awkward freshman, and you saw potential in me that I didn't see in myself. And 4 years later, we won a national championship, and it was incredible, and you made that happen for me, and I'm so thankful for you. I love you so much.
You taught me that failure was okay, but that giving up was not. You taught me that the road to success was paved with hard work and countless hours spent making voices and weird faces in a mirror. I continue to use each and every one of those skills as a civil engineer and in all the work I do with Engineers Without Borders. Well, except for the mirror thing, that one's still a little bit weird now.
Thinking about things like claiming my own voice. Before debate, I never was able to even realize that I had one. I didn't even know that I had like all these passions for like history, for philosophy, even though it's for politics, and how all of these kind of combined into creating who I am. And I think the best memories I have is when we would drive back from debate tournaments. Well, after everything's done, after all of that competition's over, and we'd just be there together talking. It could be about like arguments we made in debate if we wanted to. It could be about life in general. But what I learned was that opened up a whole new kind of idea of who I was and how I interacted with people, with the friends that I made in that organization. And I know that this like video was meant to be like 30 seconds, but I've done it like 10 times, and the content doesn't fit because I have so much I have to say about what this program did for me.
you go look at the trophies and the amount of tournaments we've won, and you go look at the way in which we've done it. She's one of the highest acclaimed coaches in the city, in the state, definitely in the country. Mom, you're an all-star. We love you. You've affected more of us than you can possibly know.
hopefully you'll find it in your heart to forgive me for any mayhem that may have taken place during those 4 years. But I just wanted to say thank you again for being there. I can't think of anybody who puts that kind of love and time and effort into their students, and it shows. So just know that the Lovejoy community has really valued having you, and I really love having you in my life, and you mean the world to me. So again, thank you for everything. I cannot understate that.
Samantha, thank you for the hours of bus rides, van drives, getting lost that one time before UIL State, walking to outrounds with me, making sure I ate, making sure I was prepped, and not making me do extemp.
I can't thank you enough for all of the time that you put into each and every one of us. We love you, Miss Parker.
I wish you the best. You need to drink lots of adult beverages and relax now because you deserve it.
I'm so thankful. I know for sure that I wouldn't be where I am today if it weren't for you and if it weren't for the team that you created. I'm endlessly thankful for you. I miss you so much.
I want to thank you for the 4 years of kindness, mentorship, and coaching that you offered me. They really have made a lasting mark. Thanks for everything, Coach Parker.
So yeah, I think debate from high school was the greatest gift I could have gotten. And that sounds kind of sappy, but it's pretty true. I wanted to thank Miss Parker for helping me along all of that. And yeah, thank you.
Hi, Miss Parker. So my mom told me to make a video. I don't really know what I need to say, but I'm here in Prague. So I wanted to say thank you for putting up with me for 4 years. Thank you so much for your example. One thing I learned from you, don't take this the wrong way, but you're the type of person, if you want something, you do everything you can get it done. And that's something I really liked about you, and that's something that I think can apply into my life. So thank you for your friendship, thank you for your love, and thank you for being my mom at Lovejoy High School. Bye.